Yes, good day. Johnny back here, testimonial time. I just want to say welcome to all my family member, friends, loved ones, and subscribers and followers out there all over the world. I just want to tell you about the power of LifeWays X39 to reactivate your own stem cells in your body and add new ones. Now, your stem cells are the things that fight any disease and issues in your body. So all we're doing, we're reactivating that. Your body does all the fight. The product is it's a little band-aid like this. I call it a miracle patch. That's my personal point of view, which this is a miracle patch. I've got a YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe and share to get the testimonial of the week every week free. And all it is, it's a non-invasive patch, so nothing goes into your body, and this does all the miracles in your body. So your body is a miracle machine. As you can see on here, we hold 180 worldwide patents on these products, and we only do direct marketing to people that need these products, so that we can keep the price of the product down, and it can be affordable to most of the people out there. It's the only technology of its kind in the world today, as you can see here, and I want to welcome you to the LifeWay family. We're one big family. We out there. We're on a mission to get a billion. That's with a B, a billion members all over the world. We're in 87 countries at this stage, and we're going strong to be in more countries. On my YouTube channel, you'll get a landing page. And on the landing page, I'll give you 150 diseases and issues that people are having today. And of that 150 issues, I've got live testimonials on it. So if you come across one that relates to your family member, friends or loved ones, drop me a message and tell me which one they're having issues with, and I'll send you testimonials from all over the world so that you can see for yourself what this, like I said, miracle patch does. You can, to get to the landing page, you can scan the barcode on the side of the slide, and you can please subscribe, share to all your family member friends, so that we can get to billions of people out there that are in pain and that are suffering in the world. People don't need to do that anymore. If one of your family member gets diagnosed with the big C, and please don't waste any time. Get to us as fast as you can, because we need to set up your body to do the fighting against the big C. Remember, the big C's have got a very aggressive things that it spreads to your other organs in your body. So that's why your body needs a lot of time to fight against it. Guys, this is it. It's a band-aid. Overseas call it band-aids. I'm here from Johannesburg, South Africa, and I'm on a mission. I made a promise to myself, if I got through COVID, I want to help people all over the world, and that's my mission. That's what I'm into. So on the next slide, you'll see the testimonial of the week, which is which is the testimonial MERCER. That lady there hasn't only got one issue. She's got diabetes, so she got a number of diseases and issues in her body that she will tell you there on the video of exactly what it's done for her and what it can do for you or your family member or friends. Guys, it's a no-brainer. Let's get it done. Let's help these people that are in pain and that are suffering in the world. On the next, there's the next slide. I've got two presenters for this week, Paige and Helen. They will be giving you their testimonials as well, and I'll be telling you how to use the patch, what can you expect from the patch and all that type of thing. So they'll give you their own testimonials. They're also on the patch. We're all on the patch because we are family. So if we go on the patch and we see what we see, then we all talk. So we're out there to get to 1 billion people, like I say, to sign up 1 billion people that we know people are getting out of pain and that are not suffering in the world anymore. And then on the last slide, I'll be there to tell you a little bit more about all the sites and my numbers on the last slide, and you can get it there. I'm on YouTube, but like I say here on the first page, you can scan it and go direct to my landing page. And please subscribe there, otherwise you lose the link. And then we can take it from there. So thanks for being here, and guys, let's do this. Subscribe so we can get to millions of people out there that are in pain and that are suffering in their lifetime now. Guys, we'll see you on the next slide, and hope to see you very soon again. And please don't hesitate to drop that message. I just want to take the time just to wish you a Merry Christmas and a very prosperous New Year, and hope we can be of assistance for your family member, friends or loved ones that are suffering in the world. So thank you for being here. We'll chat again soon. Thank you. Bye.
Hi, my name is Angie Knight. I'm 45 years old. I was diagnosed with psoriasis when I was 2 years old. My mom did everything to try to get rid of it, and I basically have had it for 43 years. It's centered on the back of my head, and I've tried every cream, everything known to man to try to get it to go away. And that was a diagnosis in 1977. I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome, and in 1999. I have not been able to have children because of that. They've tried every drug they could to help me conceive, but it just didn't work. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in 2000, insulin dependent, after many tries with metformin and all other kinds of pills that just really screwed up my digestive system. So I was, before I started the patches, using about 30 to 40 units a day to control my blood sugar. That was a combination of fast-acting Humalog and 24-hour Lantus, which you take at night to help you when you wake up for your fasting sugar. In 2005, I contracted MRSA because I was a diabetic. My immune system had some issues. So I contracted MRSA, and I went through about 27 outbreaks, taking antibiotics every outbreak, until what they told me was I created a super force of bacteria in my body, and it just attacked my organs. It attacked, you know, it was in my bloodstream, it was everywhere. So I was hospitalized for a month and a half. And for a month, I was in an induced coma. And they gave me a lot of medicine. They gave me amnesia medicine because it was induced. My brain had not shut down. So they give you the amnesia medicine to keep you from remembering the whole time you were in the coma. So that has affected my short-term and long-term memory. So that and also the heavy antibiotics they gave me has affected my my gut, as far as, you know, the bacteria in my stomach, everything has just got messed up. In 2010, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. The doctor prescribed Humira, but I declined because I have a lot of cancer in my family. I was very worried that using the Humira and lowering my immune system would cause me to have, you know, some type of cancer. So I declined that. I've been just basically living with the diabetes. I can't take any NSAIDs or pain relievers because I have kidney disease. And that was diagnosed in 2016. I have diabetic retinopathy, which is a like a symptom of diabetes. It's where the blood vessels in the back of your eye, they swell and they burst, and you get blood in your eye fluid. And if it's bad enough, you can go blind. And if it's bad enough, you will need to have laser surgery, or what I had in my right eye was a vitrectomy with an eye peel, which they go in and they suck out all the vitreous fluid out of your eye. They do some surgery. They peel the back of your eye and they take all of the gel out of the back of your eye so that you won't get any bleeding anymore, but it does affect your sight. So in my right eye, I've had that done, and my peripheral vision is very limited on my right eye. I'm trying not to get my left eye done. The doctor's been pushing me and pushing me and pushing me to do it for 2 years, but I just really am trying very hard not to get that done in my left eye. I have diabetic neuropathy, which was diagnosed in 2017. It's mostly on my feet. The nerves get damaged, and then you can't feel the bottom of your feet. So it's really trying. You have to make sure that the bottom of your feet aren't hurt because you cannot feel it. There's times where I will form a blister and I don't know it's there, or I've dropped something on my toenail and I don't realize it until the day it falls off. And then I'm like, oh, something's happened to my foot. So that's interesting. And then in 2020, they told me I was basically starting to become a type 1 diabetic, meaning that type 2, your pancreas is still creating insulin. Type 1, your pancreas has ran its course and it's not going to create insulin anymore.
Then, so you have these things going on. How did you come across the X39?
One of my very, very good friends, Sandy Rencher, she reached out to me and said that her sister Shelly was using it and it was working wonders, and she started to use it. And I believe when you asked her, or one of the doctors asked her if there was anybody that she could think of, her first thought was me.
Yeah.
I was honored, but I was very sad because that means I'm like basically the sickest person she knows. But I appreciate her thinking of me, and she gave me 30 Alavita and 18 X39 patches just to start. And that's how I started it. And then just 3 days ago, I got my gold package with my patches. So
what has been your experience since you started wearing the patches? Tell us what's been going on since then. What proved?
During the 18 days that I took the X39, my insulin use went down from 30 to 40 units to a total of 20 units in 18 days. So
wait a second. You were using 30 to 40 a day,
yes,
and then you only used 20 in 18 days?
yes,
Wow.
yeah.
So
And what I didn't want to do is go on a carb-free diet or do any type of help on the patches. I wanted to see how they would do if I did eat some good carbs, if I did try to eat healthier, but I didn't want to sabotage the patches by, cutting out sugar completely and stopping carbs and everything, because then I wouldn't have known if the patches were going to work or not. So, what I did is I definitely cut out white flour and white sugar out of my diet, just because if I'm going to use the patches, I need to give them a chance. And fighting against white sugar, white flour, all that is kind of ambushing them and expecting them to work miracles. So what I did is I got off white flour, white sugar. I still ate healthy carbs. And this is the result of that. I only took 20 units in 18 days.
Wow. Were there any other changes as well besides blood sugar?
Yes, the floating blood in my left eye was worse than my right because I've had the surgery on my right, but my left eye floating blood was pretty significant, and it was very difficult to see. It's really hazy when it mixes in with when the blood mixes in with your eye fluid, it becomes gray and hazy. So it was really difficult to see, and after I used the Alavita, the blood was diminishing. There wasn't that much swirling around anymore. I could see better. And the flashes of light and stuff like that were going away.
So you monitor your blood sugar all the time as a diabetic.
Right. I have a Libra sensor, which it's in my arm right now. And you just pass the tester over it and it tests your sugar. I don't have to prick my finger or anything.
And that's what tells you how much insulin you need to use.
Right.
Okay. Is there any other time that it's done this other than when you've been using the patches?
No, I've always attempted to go low carb and all that stuff, but when you do that, you go high fat, and high cholesterol is also a problem with diabetics. You get heart disease, your eyes will become just as brittle as everything else with high cholesterol. So, you've got to be really careful on what diets you use. I've tried the keto diet, but it was very entailed and very, you have to make everything. And I work 50 hours a week. I can't do it. So,
So a woman with diabetes and rheumatoid arthritis and polycystic ovarian, you work 50 hours a week. Well, I can't wait to see what happens when you've been using them for a year.
I know, right? I'm going to be unstoppable.
You already are. Trust me, Angela.
Amazing. Good evening, everybody. That is us on 8 o'clock. Welcome to everybody who's joining us from wherever you are in the world. We are thrilled to have you with us this evening. My name is Paige, and I am a South African, but I live in Belgium, which is why it's still light for me outside. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. I'm super thrilled this evening to be presenting with Helen. So Helen, I'd just like to give you a moment to introduce yourself and to say hi.
Sure. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. And thank you, Paige. We welcome you all to the call, and we'd like to extend a thank you to everyone who's invited you here, because what you're going to hear tonight is truly going to impact your life. I'm really blessed to have come across this amazing technology. The reason why I tested it on myself was because I had a family member who had undergone cancer and had gone through extreme radiation and chemotherapy. And I saw the impact that it had on his life. And I had decided to look for a non-invasive way to assist him in his recovery. And what better way to try to do that than to try the product on myself. It had impacted me in an incredible way because I myself had been injured by a chiropractor who literally dislocated my neck. I had landed in a state of paralysis in different, in my neck and my arms and my legs, not consistently, but it was in and out of hospital for almost 7 years. And I didn't really know what it was like to live without pain anymore. So after having tried the patches and I saw how amazing I had felt and recovered through this incredible stem cell reactivation in my personal body, I decided to share it with my brother, and I've seen an amazing improvement. So I'm really, really grateful, Paige, for sharing this with the world now.
Thanks for sharing with us your story.
Absolutely.
I think many people on the call this evening have their own stories about how their lives have changed when they've started using the patches, and I myself am also one of them. And I think later on in the presentation, Helen, you might give me the opportunity to share some stories. But for now, that's something that you can all look forward to. So Helen has given you a taste of what's to come. And I'm going to start off by sharing a little bit more detail around what we're here to speak about this evening. I'm sharing information about a stem cell reactivation patch that is produced by a company called LifeWave, and the patch itself is called X39. So that's what you see in the bottom right of the screen. What this patch does is through phototherapy or light therapy, it works on a peptide that all of us have in our bodies called the GHKCU copper peptide. What a peptide is it is just a collection of amino acids, and it is clinically proven that this particular copper peptide has the ability to reactivate stem cells that have gone dormant. So this is doing work internally on your own stem cells without introducing anything foreign to the body, which is part of why people are able to experience such phenomenal results, because there is no risk of rejection. But perhaps to get us started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a short video that provides an overview of the technology, and we'll go from there.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave's phototherapy patches use light to stimulate the body's natural healing systems, providing specific health benefits. Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared light emitted from the body is reflected back into the tissue. This stimulates the skin, which in turn stimulates specific regions of the brain. The brain then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy and the ability to heal itself.
Sorry, there we go. What I really love about this video is the way it describes the patch acting as almost a point of reflection at the place where you put the patch on the skin. And so all of our bodies, if you've ever been through an infrared scanner, all of our bodies are emitting various wavelengths of heat or light. And these patches work to act like a mirror on the surface of the skin to send those specific wavelengths of heat back into the body that are then able to work on the copper peptide and in turn able to work on the reactivation of our stem cells. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk through LifeWave's history as a company in a little bit of detail, just so that everybody feels orientated about where the company started. So LifeWave was established in 2004, and so it is a 20-year-old company And a significant portion of the last 20 years has been spent doing extensive research and conducting clinical trials to be able to establish that these patches do actually achieve the results that we say that they do. In 2019, however, X39, which is what we are predominantly speaking about this evening, entered the market. And so you can see what happened to the company's turnover as X39 started to gain momentum. We went from 20 million in 2021 all the way through to 430 million in 2023. And that is because of the incredible power that the X39 carries. And Helen is going to talk about that in a little bit more detail. But at the moment, if you consider where the company started in America, in 2004. At the moment, LifeWave is available in 87 countries globally, which is quite a remarkable footprint and really does attest to the credibility of both the company and the product. The man who invented the patch, David Schmidt. David Schmidt is a scientist and he has a keen interest in anti-aging and age reversal. So he spent his career doing a lot of work and research in how to support the body in maintaining health, longevity, and vitality. He then happened to discover the power that stem cells hold for the anti-aging or the age reversal process. And that is when he focused his research on stem cells in 2008. And the X39 itself, like I said, took 10 years of research and patenting to establish and to be ready to come to market, in addition to a rather sizable bill of $4.5 million in research and patent fees that all needed to be finalized before David could launch to market. I've spoken about patents, and I think that it's really important just to understand in general the purpose and the relevance of a patent. So a patent serves the purpose of, first of all, protecting a company and a product from other entities who may wish to duplicate or copy that specific technology. And in this case, David has extensive protection by patents. He has over 180 patents. And why the patent matters is because in order to secure a patent, you need to be able to prove that your product does, in fact, do what you say it does. And that is where the importance of the clinical trials came in, because a significant amount of time was spent researching and clinically proving that the patches do, in fact, reactivate stem cells. And that, in turn, enabled David to secure multiple patents over the technology. What's lovely about that is that it means that LifeWave is the only brand and the only company through which these patches can be purchased. The New England Journal of Medicine has stated that the #1 indicator of wellness is directly correlated to the number of adult stem cells that one has in the bloodstream. Now, I've mentioned stem cells repeatedly since I started speaking. And when I started my journey, I didn't know what a stem cell was. So Helen, perhaps I can hand over to you and you can tell us more about what a stem cell is and why it's important.
Thank you, Paige. Absolutely. Stem cells are the only cells that actually have the potential to differentiate into any other cell in the body. And they can produce and form any heart cells, bone cells, tissue cells, kidney cells, liver cells. Imagine a whole team of workers at home where you have the builders, the engineers, the plumbers, and there's issues in the house and they need to fix the windows and the broken tiles and the pipes. That's what the stem cell does. It actually has the ability to go and repair and the entire house, the entire body. That is the magic of this particular cell. And it has an incredible ability to heal, repair any organ or tissue, regardless of whether it's diseased or stressed or inflamed. Thank you, Paige. So why is this X39 stem cell activation patch so important? Remember that we are born with a myriad and billions and billions of stem cells as a child. But as we grow older, they actually start to become dormant. By age 30, we only have 50% that are active. And by age 60, we may only have 10% that are active. So this is why we start to see the body aging and how injuries and disease starts to set in, because those stem cells are actually sleeping. Paige, could you just turn to the next slide, please? Thank you. So we're saying that this particular patch is the holy grail of anti-aging. Why? Because it's actually helping to reactivate the collagen, the copper peptide, so that it can go and wake up these sleeping dormant skin cells and stem cells, sorry. And the patch itself is actually made up of organic nanocrystals, which is made up of water, salt, sugar, and stabilized oxygen. And we have a number of different patches, which we'll explain later in the presentation. And each one of these nanocrystals are actually going to stimulate a different peptide in the body. So when the light of your body leaves the body, it actually touches the nanocrystal and reverberates back into the body in a different frequency, therefore stimulating and activating the copper peptide, which in turn is going to activate your stem cell. Now, these patches are non-invasive, they're non-transdermal, then unlike any nicotine patches or hormonal patches, and they actually have a 3M medical adhesive that you actually place on top of the body. Should you be allergic to the patch, it's absolutely no problem, because you can certainly place it in the inside of your collar or outside of the collar or the t-shirt. As long as it's close to the body, it will still work very effectively. Now, what happens when you actually activate those stem cells? So you will definitely experience at least 8 of these incredible benefits. And if you only experience one of these benefits, you are certainly at a far greater position than when you started wearing the patch. You will find that it's definitely going to increase rapid pain relief, whether the pain is a bodily pain or headaches, or whether it's from a health condition or an injury. It will definitely eliminate or subside. You will certainly see a reduction in inflammation, and that includes the joints, the muscles, as well as the brain. You will find that it will certainly support your wound healing. We see that in youngsters, when a child falls down or falls off his bike and he grazes his knee or cuts his knee open, he will heal very quickly. But if an adult had to fall down, they will certainly not heal as fast. And this is why we definitely need the stem cells. And the activation of the stem cells will definitely help us to support our wound healing as we get older. It certainly does bring an increase in energy and vitality as parallel to that we experienced during our youth, because a lot of people are really stressed. They feel very lethargic and have a lack of energy and feel continuously tired. Even if they reach midday, they want to go and have a nap. And we know that in the European countries where it's very hot, people do tend to sleep and have a siesta. But this patch definitely stimulates that energy, and you can actually maintain your energy throughout the day. You'll see an incredible increase in mental clarity. Remember that after the pandemic, a lot of people had suffered from brain fog, and it's critical for us to gain our mental clarity. Many people, as they age, they wear their glasses on their head, and they walk into a room and they ask you if you've seen their glasses, or they'll have a bunch of keys in their hand and ask where the keys are. I don't know if you've experienced this, Paige, but it certainly happened to me. So we definitely see an improvement in mental clarity. With our sports performance, we will see an amazing increasing in sports performance and faster recovery during exercise. And we'll see a reduction in stiffness and joint pain, which we'll expand on certainly as we move through the presentation. And one thing that's absolutely amazing and definitely welcome to all of us is to see an improved skin appearance as our collagen is depleted as we age. We know that collagen is a fundamental protein that stimulates our, that supports our bones and strengthens our system. It gives us elasticity to our various tissues in the body. And it will definitely be found in all the skin, the bones, the tendons, the ligaments, and cartilage and connective tissue. So it's critical, and we're very excited about having to activate our stem cells and see all these amazing benefits. How do we actually wear the X39? We simply just place it at the back of the neck or under the belly button. And that's the reason why we put it in these two positions, is because during the clinical trials, they found that these two positions were very powerful meridians, which had an effective result. Once you've worn it for 12 hours, you please should take it off. Even though it may have a 14 to 16 hour lifespan within the nanocrystals, you'll find that they dissipate with time, but because they do have some life in them still, you are welcome to use them on your animals and your flowers, and you'll see an incredible results with that as well. And all you have to do is get into that daily habit of wearing them 12 hours off and 12 hours on. So what you can do is place them near your toothbrush as a reminder should you forget. And please remember also to drink lots of water, as this will assist the frequencies to be transmitted throughout the body. Now, thank you. What actually happens when you do wear the patch? You are going to see the body transforming miraculously. Now, we know that we need to give it time. Everything in life requires time. You can't plant the seed and get the harvest straight away. So too, when you wear the patch, there's a scientific protocol where you'll see an incredible development from the very first day where 4,000 genes begin to reset. To 6 weeks, the brain starts to become balanced. We see a decrease in PTSD, which is post-traumatic syndrome, anxiety and depression. We've noticed that throughout the community, a lot of members have reported to have reduced or weaned themselves completely off their antidepressants and their sleeping tablets. Within 3 months, the collagen is increased, and it will see a decrease in our wrinkles. Our hair growth will increase. We'll see an incredible increase in structural integrity of both the skeletal and muscular systems. And with 6 months, ladies and gentlemen, to our greatest delight, you will see that your heart can reverse by 8 years, as has been proven with David Schmidt, our founder, who had been tested and scanned, and it definitely reflects a much younger heart for his age. He's a 65-year-old, isn't he, Paige, in his 60s, and yet his heart looks like a 35-year-old. I find that absolutely amazing. And as David, our inventor, had said, it's not anti-aging, but it's age reversing. We are so blessed to come across this technology, as we cannot control the aging process, but we certainly are excited to see it reversing. We recommend that everybody wears the patch for at least a 90-day protocol, please. At least 90 days. Why? Because the body needs time to get into a state of homeostasis and to balance. Even though we have seen people have a one patch, 1 day experience, this does not mean that everybody is going to experience it as fast as a day or a week, hours or minutes. Some people only see results within a couple of months. And why? Because we are all unique. We are all different. We all live a different lifestyle. We've been experienced to different diets, environmental influences, toxicity. Some people don't sleep enough. Some people don't eat enough good nutrients and good food. We have a very poor diet. So truly, please do make sure that you calm those that you get into a very good routine of drinking a lot of water, of sleeping enough hours during the evening, and eating a healthy diet, please. I really do encourage that, so that the patches can actually do their work optimally. We're going to go through a couple of slides reflecting the difficulty that people face when they do have inflammation in the body, and to see the amazing results after having applied the X39 patches in order to see the changes and reduction of inflammation. This particular slide reflects a woman who was we took a 77-year-old lady and had actually placed the X39 behind her neck. Before we started, we saw that her brain, which depicts the inflammation with the red in the slide, she had very little stem cell activity. there was a complete lack of brain coherence. We know that we need inflammation in the body, but a small amount in order for the body to actually respond and to do its healing process. But should your body have a lot of inflammation, it certainly can cause an incredible amount of problems and in our health and structural integrity. After 3 weeks, on the X39, there was no more inflammation, and we saw a vast improvement in brain coherence. And within 6 weeks, there was a complete turnaround and improved stem cell activity and incredible brain coherence. Paige, I'm so thrilled to see the results, because as we know, as we age, the stem cells in the body and organs, brain and heart, liver and kidneys go dormant, and we need them to wake up. What this slide depicts is inflammation in the upper muscles of the back, which is the trapezius, as well as down the rectus abdominis, which is the abdominal muscle, which stretches from the rib cage to the stomach. In the first 2 slides, you can see an incredible level of inflammation. And after the X39 had been applied, look how the inflammation had actually remarkably diminished. On the right-hand side, Paige, this actually impresses me vastly, because this lady suffering from arthritis between her thumb and her fingers wasn't even wearing the patch. She literally held the patch in her hand. She was holding the X39 in her hand, and within 30 minutes, her inflammation had reduced remarkably. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. When people tell us that our technology has a placebo effect, we really will debunk it with this slide over here, because animals, horses, cats and dogs, babies cannot lie. And here in this picture, we see the horse suffering tremendously from an incredible deepened inflammation due to not only the red in the right-hand side where we're looking at the body inside. It's not only a deep red, but a purple, which shows that the inflammation was extremely severe. And after wearing the Aeon patch, we see how the coat had shined, it was shining, and the horse was standing up with so much more confidence, and it looked so much happier. The owner must have been pleased as well, Paige.
Great.
Absolutely.
That saved a hefty vet bill.
This particular dog belongs to one of our community members, and it was quite sad for her to wake up and find her dog paralyzed from the waist down. Both the hind legs were completely paralyzed, and after having gone for a consultation to the vet, we found out that the dog had to undergo surgery, and much to the owner's sadness, she said, I don't want to operate on my dog. It's going to cost over $30,000. Can we not do something more less invasive? Paige, you can play the video, please. So what the owner did was actually patch the dog with an X39, strapped it around its waist, and literally within 4 days, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to see what a remarkable change this poor animal had experienced. You can see how he's struggling to crawl. And now after 4 days, this little chap is only too pleased to run around with the other dogs in the garden. Absolutely wonderful. We love our pets, and we definitely don't want to see them suffering. Okay, moving on to the skin. We find that after a certain age, we lose our collagen, and we find that the skin becomes very taut and wrinkled. The facial muscles absolutely start to change and atrophy. And what is so remarkable here, with just the application of the X39 patch, after 9 weeks, 5 months, 45 days, and over a year, we can see the complete transformation within their facial features here, seeing that the crow's feet over the eyes had been completely diminished, the sagging lips had lifted, the drooping eyelids had lifted, and we can definitely see the skin tone improving, especially on the collage and around the eyes, which is so amazing. And Paige, I'm truly impressed by this, because this was without any medical intervention, no fillers and no injections.
Yeah,
So if
no
people do give it the time, they will certainly see the results. Please do be patient and allow your body to heal. We find a lot of people in the community suffering with autoimmune conditions. And on the left-hand side, we can see this gentleman suffering from vertigo. There is an incredible reflection of pigmentation. And only after 3 months, this gentleman is smiling. His eyes are have lit up, and you certainly cannot see any trace of pigmentation. Hey, Paige, what a remarkable, remarkable transformation. The lady on the far left had been suffering from Bell's palsy. She had atrophy in her muscles around the mouth and the eye, and only after 3 months, she's taken off her patch. You can see clearly through both eyes, and she's smiling, and I'm sure she's so pleased to see the results, the incredible results. Many people have been suffering from skin conditions, whether it be psoriasis, itchy skin, redness. They've tried lotions and potions throughout years and really haven't seen much results. And if they have, it hasn't been long term. And within just 10 days, guys, we can see an incredible improvement. And with some, it's actually completely diminished. So I find that absolutely relieving for people suffering with that condition. And after surgery, we are finding that a lot of plastic surgeons are now using the X39 to help their patients to recover through and to improve their wound healing. So within just 12 days, look at how that scar had actually lightened and almost disappeared. Very, very grateful for that. Right. What happens to a lot of people is they suffer tremendously with blood circulation. On the right-hand side, we can see a slide that is actually showing the blood. When it's clumped together, you know that it's definitely not healthy because there is no clean blood flow. This can actually cause thrombosis and a lot of complications when somebody is suffering with clotting of the blood cells. Sorry, and after only 10 minutes of wearing the patches, look at how these cells have dispersed and are actually oxygenated so beautifully. Now we can start having proper blood circulation, and this is crucial to maintain overall health. So on the left, where you see this person suffering from very bad circulation, we can see how the vascularity was severely compromised on the foot. He placed the patch on the foot, and this what we're saying here is, with the X39, yes, the 2 positions behind the neck and under the belly button was the 2 very critical points for used during the clinical trials because they were effective. We know that the X39 is actually a pluripotent patch. It can work systemically and help the body heal anywhere. So if you've got a problem with your feet, you're welcome to place it on your foot as this gentleman did. And within 5 days, he'd had incredible improvement. You're welcome to place it on your shoulder, your back, your knee, wherever you're feeling a bit of discomfort or pain, and watch the transformation take place. As did the lady here on the right. She had incredible swelling of the feet, which is edema, and we know that when that happens, it's really uncomfortable. This person obviously wasn't very, couldn't really be very mobile, constantly raised their legs to try and get some blood circulation. Raising the legs can help you only to a certain point. With the X39, however, we can see remarkable elimination of the toxins and the water retention, and this person can obviously now have a much more healthier life and be able to walk and enjoy her exercise once again. Many people suffer from wounds and weeping wounds, sorry. On the right-hand side, we see this little boy, this youngster, sorry, he had actually had a snowboarding accident, Paige? Yes. And he had cuts and bruises to his face. He was ready to go for an interview. His mother certainly didn't want him to go for the interview looking like that. And she patched him, and within 5 days, all the wounds had actually condensed into a little scab on the top of his mouth, and he was absolutely able to go with confidence to the interview. On the bottom right, this little boy had been in an accident where his finger was chopped off. You can see there was discoloration, absolutely no vascularity in the finger. The mother was devastated, took him to the doctor and pleaded with the doctor or the surgeon to sew back the finger. even though there was no circulation. But look at how remarkable. Due to stem cell reactivation, within 21 days, Paige, look at how this guy's finger had actually transformed back to his natural circulation, where the blackness had turned back into its natural color. Even his nail has started to grow. That is miraculous. And guys, this, when a youngster has an injury like this, it's very easy for the body to accept the appendage that has been cut off, and it will regraft itself. But for an adult, definitely not easy. It will regard it as a foreign object. And this is why the stem cell patches are incredible, reactivating the stem cells, helping the elderly also recover phenomenally, which they wouldn't do normally. On the left, we can see a gentleman who had been truly injured, very badly injured, and he had placed 3 patches on his face. And when we look after 7 weeks, Paige, I am truly amazed at the youthfulness. The man has transitioned from an elderly looking gentleman to a young man within 7 weeks. Where would you normally see a person recover so beautifully within such a short period of time? Knowing though that there is no specific time, right? Our bodies are going to heal as they should. Very, very impressed by that. Not only do women suffer with menopause and all sorts, but men have their hair falling out as they age, and many men lose their confidence because of this uncontrollable factor. And wearing the X39, we have had such amazing results where we have seen people have their full head of hair grow back. And Paige, I'm not sure if you've heard, but some of the people in the community have actually had their hair grow back the color that they were born with. I am absolutely blown away. Absolutely blown away. And I must say, I've had lots of hair that has fallen out, and I used to use the L'Oreal spray tan to cover it, has actually grown back. So I'm very pleased.
Amazing, Helen. That's fantastic.
Wow. Let's move on to athletes. My very big passion, being a trainer myself and having organized the World Games in Cyprus, being a trainer and being an athlete myself and a professional dancer, I am so excited to see that the athletes have used the Energy Enhancer patch. This is the patch that David came to market with, the very first patch that had launched, being the Energy Enhancer, which is bringing people a lot of increasing the endurance and the cardiovascular functioning and their sports performance. And we can see very renowned athletes that have actually used it. Most people are very familiar with David Beckham, the football player who's worn, it's a twin patch, the Energy Enhancer placed under his collarbone, increasing his performance in the game. We see Serena Williams having won her Wimbledon championships. She's wearing the patch on her wrist. And Lorenzo Salvadori, excuse me, a Superbike champion, actually wore the X39 on the top of his forehead. Why? Because he had to increase his brain functioning while he was traveling at a speed of 300 kilometers an hour. He certainly needed to keep his balance there. On the left, we see, sorry, thank you, Paige.
Sorry,
No, it's okay, no problem. On the left, Michael Phelps had been involved in the Olympic in the Olympic Games in 2004. And this is where we had such a stir in the media, because these athletes had actually won the Olympic Games, but the committee members had come and removed the patches from their bodies, telling them that they could be doping. They could not believe the incredible performance. And they sent these patches to the UCLA microanalytical lab, only to find out that there was nothing in the patch, that it was non-transdermal. There was no trace of doping or drugs. And these athletes were then had to be vindicated, and they had received back their awards. And this is when David's phone hadn't stopped ringing, hey, Paige? And we were so excited because the world had become aware of what was happening. They'd found out about the patches, and we are just so excited that David he allowed this technology not to go into mainstream retail. And if these patches were sitting on the shelf of Dis-Chem or Clicks or Walgreens around the world, we would likely just walk past it, as the energy patches would not be speaking to us. would that Paige? The X39 would not be speaking to us. It's definitely something that needs to be shared by word of mouth, and not only would it have created such a huge markup, but we are actually now able to get it at an affordable rate. Very excited and grateful. The X39 is the flagship product, and it definitely is incredible because of the foundation. It's being our foundation patch, and it is the holy grail of anti-aging, but it is extremely well supported by a bouquet of supplementary patches, which complement it for different conditions that people are actually facing or experiencing. Let's just start off with the Ice Wave patch. The Ice Wave patch is an amazing patch for pain reduction. And as we said before, it's not only for headaches, but also maybe bodily pain, and it has absolutely no side effects. It also comes as a twin patch and can be worn on either side of the neck if, for example, you are suffering with a migraine, or on either side of the area of pain that you're experiencing throughout the body, whether it be the knee, the shoulders, the leg, etc. Absolutely wonderful patch to see very quick results. Our glutathione patch is a very powerful patch overall, as it is a powerful antioxidant. It definitely repairs our DNA, it promotes collagen production, and it strengthens our immune system. So it generally does protect our cells overall, and giving us a wonderful sense of health and well-being. And it will remove the toxicity from pesticides, heavy metals, in order for it to work properly. We are so fortunate because glutathione, the glutathione patch, which I recommend to be worn at night because glutathione is produced in the evening, even though it can be worn in the day, increases your glutathione by 300% and lasts for 24 hours. Whereas if you had an injection, or taken it orally, it might only last for maybe 7.5 minutes to 15 minutes, and it will only increase by a couple of percent. Now, carnosine is also an amazing patch, as it works very much with the neurological health. It promotes our heart health, brain and muscle health. It definitely improves our memory and focus and increases our brain functioning. We see that many people suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's are getting a lot of relief from the carnosine patch. And just to share, Paige, I'm not sure if you're aware, but the carnosine patch with the X39 is actually helping us to improve our vision, which is incredible too. The AON patch is to reduce inflammation, which we definitely know we do not want a lot of, and it helps to reduce the cortisol. It's definitely known as the happy patch, and it really calms you down. And we recommend that everybody tries the AON, please, to reduce the inflammation, to create a healthy environment for the stem cells when they are activated to really go and do their work. We then move on to the X49. The X49 releases the daughter copper peptide. The X39 releases the mother copper peptide. This is why it's promoted in our back office as a brilliant performance bundle patch, a performance bundle, as they both do different things. They both release the stem cells, but they're actually working on different parts of the body. The X49 is going to help you to increase your muscle mass, your bone density, and your heart health. We know very well that as we age, we decalcify, our bones become brittle, we lose our muscle tone, and this patch is an incredible patch. And for those of you who do want to lose body fat, the X39 and the X49 all together can reduce it up to at least 8 to 11% over a 2-month period. Silent Night assists people who might not be able to sleep enough with the X39. They can certainly use the Silent Night, which regulates sleep. It increases the melatonin. It improves the quality. Clinically, it's proven to increase it by 66%. And we know that it's helped a lot of people. The energy enhancer we've discussed before with the athletes, how it increases fat burning by over 30%. So it helps to improve the endurance. SP6. Wow. How many women are suffering with menopause? How many women our age are complaining about weight gain? It is truly, truly difficult to cope with this transition of life. Believe me. Those of you who are still young, you're going to not really get accustomed to your hot flushes. We find that the weight patch is not just for women, but for men as well. It helps to manage your weight and your manage your weight and your appetite, and certainly does help to balance those hormones, bring you back to a state of homeostasis, and it aids in digestion. And the Alvida patch, oh my goodness, what an incredible patch. It's just been launched in South Africa. We are so blessed in Europe to have the Alvida trio, which is the skin range, as well as the night and day cream, as well as the eye cream, which has just been launched. But this particular patch, ladies and gentlemen, I would truly recommend, because it helps you sleep so beautifully. It works with the pineal gland. It absolutely helps with the oxidative stress and to lower it, and it definitely does build that collagen, which is so crucial. Paige, I would love, okay, let's move on to the next part, and then I'd love for you
So guys, you can see this is the power of Lifewise X39. It reactivates your own stem cells, like you can see on the side behind me. And we're all thanks to our CEO and scientist of the company, the owner and the scientist, David Schmidt is his name. A man that was sent to us from above. So guys, I'll be your distributor. As you can see, you saw this on this video, and below you've got my YouTube link, you got BitChute, you got Rumble link, you got LinkedIn, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, and I'm on WhatsApp with the numbers there, and Telegram, the numbers there, and on my email. It's also on the slide at the end. So guys, it's a no-brainer. This is a miracle patch. Let us help you. Don't hesitate. Whatever, if somebody gets diagnosed, don't wait for months and that, because I've lost a couple of people that we got to too late, and the body didn't have enough time to fight all the diseases and issues. Guys, let's help the people out there to be pain-free, not suffering, and to live a younger and healthier life. Guys, Johnny here, signing out from Johannesburg, South Africa, and I'm hoping to hear from you very soon, and I'll drop you the testimonials on the issues that your family member, friends or loved ones are having. So it's a no-brainer. Let's go for it, guys. Let's hit that billion target to sign up people and put them on this miracle patch, so that they can send us their testimonials of what it's done for them and their family. Thanks a lot for being watching the video right to the end, and hope to see you next Saturday when I launch the next testimonial of the week. Remember, subscribe to get your testimonial of the week free. Every week it'll come automatically, and it'll come free to you. You can watch it and share it to your family member and friends. Guys, enjoy your year, have a prosperous holidays, and we'll see you again on the next testimonial. Thank you, and nice being here. Cheers.